What if I told you that everything you want already exists? That your dreams, your goals, your deepest desires are already out there waiting for you. The only thing standing between you and these dreams is one simple thing: belief. Yes, belief. Not luck, not connections, not even talent, but the absolute conviction that what you seek is already yours. Look around at your life right now. Everything you see, your home, your career, your relationships, your health, all began as a thought, as a belief in your mind. Nothing manifests in our physical world until it first takes shape in our mental world. This is not just some feel-good philosophy. This is the fundamental law of creation. I've spent decades studying human potential, and I can tell you with absolute certainty, you will see it when you believe it, not the other way around. Most people have it backwards. They say, I'll believe it when I see it. But that's not how life works. That's not how creation works. That's not how miracles happen. Think about the Wright brothers for a moment. Did they see human flight before they believed in it? No. They believed in the possibility of flight long before anyone saw a human soaring through the air. Their belief came first. Their vision preceded the physical reality. And that's the secret I want to share with you today. Your beliefs are like magnets, constantly attracting experiences that match them. When you truly believe something, when you know it at the core of your being, you set in motion forces that bring that belief into physical form. The universe responds to the energy of your thoughts and beliefs. It has no choice but to deliver experiences that align with what you deeply believe. I want you to understand something powerful right now. Your life as it stands today is the perfect reflection of your deepest beliefs. Not what you say you believe, not what you wish you believed, but what you truly, in your heart of hearts, believe to be true about yourself and what's possible for you. Let me share something personal with you. When I was a young boy, I spent years in orphanages and foster homes. My father had abandoned our family when I was born, and my mother struggled to raise 3 children alone. Society told me I would amount to nothing. Statistics said I would fail. But deep inside, I believed something different. I believed I could create a meaningful life. I believed I could help others. I believed I could transcend my circumstances and create something beautiful. That belief, that small, quiet voice inside that refused to accept limitation, became the foundation for everything that followed. I remember sitting in a shabby apartment as a young man, with barely enough money for rent, writing my thoughts about human potential on a yellow legal pad. I had no connections in publishing. I had no famous mentors. What I had was an unshakable belief that these ideas needed to reach people, that I had something valuable to share. I visualized my book in stores. I imagined speaking to thousands. I felt the satisfaction of helping others transform their lives. I didn't just think about these things casually. I believed in them with every fiber of my being. I saw them in my mind with perfect clarity. Before there was any external evidence they would happen. And you know what? Every one of those visions manifested, not because I was special or lucky, but because I understood this fundamental truth. Belief precedes manifestation, always, without exception. When my first book was rejected by publishers, my belief didn't waver. When audiences were small at first, my belief didn't diminish. Because my belief wasn't based on external evidence, it was based on an inner knowing that transcended current circumstances. Now, let's talk about how belief actually works in creating our reality. There's fascinating research in quantum physics that helps explain this phenomenon. Quantum physicists have discovered that subatomic particles, the building blocks of our physical reality, don't exist in definite states until they're observed. In other words, the act of observation, which begins with belief about what will be observed, actually influences what manifests in physical form. This isn't mystical mumbo-jumbo. This is cutting-edge science. What these scientists are discovering is exactly what ancient wisdom traditions have taught for thousands of years. Consciousness creates reality. Your consciousness, shaped by your beliefs, is literally creating your experience moment by moment. Your brain contains about 100 billion neurons, forming roughly 100 trillion connections. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, creates neural pathways. When you repeatedly think certain thoughts or maintain certain beliefs, these pathways become stronger, like well-worn paths through a forest. Your brain then filters information from your environment to confirm these established beliefs. This is why two people can experience the same event completely differently. Their belief systems are literally filtering their perceptions to confirm what they already believe to be true. If you believe opportunities are scarce, your brain will filter out potential opportunities all around you. If you believe you're not worthy of love, your brain will disregard evidence of others' affection for you. The placebo effect is another powerful demonstration of how belief shapes physical reality. When patients believe they're receiving effective treatment, they often experience real physical improvement, even when they've been given a sugar pill. Their belief literally changes their biochemistry. Their bodies respond to what their minds believe. Now, here's something crucial to understand. Most of your beliefs were not consciously chosen. Many were inherited from your family, absorbed from your culture, or formed during moments of childhood pain or confusion. And many of these beliefs are limiting you in ways you don't even recognize. These limiting beliefs are like invisible prison walls. You can't see them, but they constrain every move you make. They determine what you attempt and what you avoid, what you notice and what you miss, what you expect and what you dismiss as impossible. Do any of these sound familiar? I'm not creative. Success requires struggle. I'm not good with money. Relationships always end in pain. I'm too old to start something new. I don't have what it takes. These beliefs aren't facts. They're interpretations, often based on limited evidence or painful experiences from the past. I worked with a woman who believed she couldn't speak in public. This belief wasn't based on any inherent limitation. It stemmed from one embarrassing experience in the 5th grade. Yet this single belief had shaped her career choices, her willingness to share her ideas, and even which social gatherings she attended for decades. Another client believed he couldn't be financially successful while doing meaningful work. He'd absorbed this belief from parents who equated money with greed. As a result, he sabotaged every opportunity for financial abundance that came his way, remaining in a state of constant struggle while resenting those who prospered. These limiting beliefs aren't just thoughts. They become part of your identity. They shape how you see yourself and what you believe is possible, and most dangerously, they operate below the level of conscious awareness. You don't question them because you don't even recognize them as beliefs. You mistake them for reality itself. The good news is that beliefs can change. They're not fixed or permanent. And when your beliefs change, your reality changes. It must, because your beliefs are the blueprint from which your reality is built. So how do you change limiting beliefs and cultivate beliefs that support your dreams and desires? Let me share a practical process that has worked for thousands of people I've counseled over the years. First, you must become aware of the beliefs that are currently shaping your life. Listen to your self-talk. Notice the assumptions behind your decisions. Pay attention to the explanations you give for the circumstances in your life. Look for patterns. If you consistently struggle in relationships, ask yourself what underlying belief might be creating that pattern. If financial abundance eludes you, question what you believe about money, success, or your own worthiness. Write down the limiting beliefs you discover. Bringing them into conscious awareness is the first step in loosening their grip. Remember, these beliefs have power, largely because they operate in the shadows. Next, question the truth of these beliefs. Most limiting beliefs collapse under scrutiny. Ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Can I know with certainty that this is true? Where did I learn this belief? What evidence have I been overlooking that contradicts this belief? For example, if you believe, "I'm not creative," ask if that's absolutely true. Haven't there been moments of creativity in your life, even small ones? Where did you learn this belief? Perhaps from a critical teacher or parent? What evidence have you been ignoring? Solutions you've developed, ideas you've had, artistic expressions you've dismissed. The third step is to consciously choose new beliefs that serve your growth and happiness. These new beliefs should feel stretching, but not utterly unbelievable. If you've believed, "I'm not good with money" for decades, you might not immediately believe, "I'm a money magnet." But you could believe, "I'm learning to make better financial decisions," or "I'm open to developing a healthier relationship with money." Write down these new beliefs. Speak them aloud. Find evidence from your past or present that supports them. Even small bits of evidence help anchor new beliefs in your consciousness. Fourth, you must act as if these new beliefs are already true. This is crucial. Your actions will either reinforce or undermine your new beliefs. If you say you believe in abundance, but continue to operate from scarcity, hoarding resources, avoiding generosity, focusing on lack, your actions will override your conscious thoughts. Ask yourself, how would I live today if I truly believed this new belief? What would I do differently? How would I speak, move, decide? Then do those things. This isn't pretending or being fake. It's aligning your behavior with your chosen beliefs rather than your inherited ones. Fifth, surround yourself with people and environments that support your new beliefs. We are profoundly influenced by those around us. Their beliefs often become our beliefs through a kind of unconscious osmosis. Choose carefully who you spend time with and what media you consume. Do they reinforce limiting beliefs or expand your sense of what's possible? I recommend creating a belief immersion program for yourself. Read books, listen to talks, and seek out conversations that reinforce your new empowering beliefs. Deliberately expose yourself to examples of people who have achieved what you desire, especially those who overcame similar obstacles. Let me tell you about Michael. Michael came to one of my seminars believing he was too old to change careers at 52. He'd spent 30 years in a job he disliked because it provided security for his family. Now his children were grown, but he believed it was too late for him to pursue his passion for teaching. Through the belief-changing process I just described, Michael identified the source of this limiting belief: a father who emphasized practical choices over passion and a culture that glorifies youth. He questioned whether this belief was absolutely true and found numerous examples of people who had successfully changed direction in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. Michael crafted a new belief: my life experience makes me uniquely valuable as a teacher, and it's the perfect time to share what I've learned. He began acting as if this were true, taking a teaching certification course, volunteering at a local school, and speaking about his expertise at community events. Within 18 months, Michael had transitioned to full-time teaching. He now says he feels more alive and purposeful than ever before. His only regret is that he didn't question his limiting beliefs sooner. Or consider Sarah, who believed that her worth was tied to achievement and productivity. This belief drove her to exhaustion and strained her relationships. Through conscious belief change, she developed a new conviction that her worth was inherent, not earned through accomplishments, but present simply because she exists. This new belief transformed not only how she treated herself, but how she parented her children. Rather than transmitting the toxic belief that worth must be earned, she now models and teaches unconditional self-acceptance. The generational impact of changing this single belief is immeasurable. These stories aren't exceptional. I've witnessed thousands of similar transformations over my decades of teaching. When beliefs change, lives change. It's as simple and as profound as that. Now, I want to address some common obstacles you might face in this journey of belief transformation. The first is what I call evidence addiction, the habit of needing proof before you're willing to believe. Remember, belief precedes evidence, not the other way around. If you wait for evidence before you believe, you'll remain stuck in your current reality. This doesn't mean denying your present circumstances. It means holding a vision of what can be that's more powerful than what currently is. It means cultivating the capacity to believe in unseen possibilities more strongly than you believe in visible limitations. Another obstacle is the influence of well-meaning but negative people in your life. When you begin to change your beliefs, especially about what's possible for you, some people will feel threatened. Your growth may highlight their stagnation. Your willingness to question limiting beliefs may make them uncomfortable about their own unexamined assumptions. You don't need to convert these people or convince them of your new perspective. You simply need to protect your evolving beliefs from their doubt and skepticism. This might mean spending less time with certain people, being selective about what you share, or fortifying your new beliefs before exposing them to potential criticism. A third common obstacle is impatience. New beliefs don't instantly transform external reality. There's often a gap between adopting a new belief and seeing its physical manifestation. During this gap, doubt can creep in. You might think, "See, nothing's changing. This doesn't work." But remember, physical manifestation is the last stage of creation, not the first. Before external circumstances shift, internal changes are taking place. New neural pathways are forming. Different choices are being made. Energy is being redirected. Trust this process. The outer reality hasn't caught up yet, but it will. When doubt arises, and it will, don't fight it or feel bad about it. Simply notice it and return to your chosen belief. Every time you choose your new belief over doubt, you strengthen its roots in your consciousness. Let me share some specific techniques for maintaining strong beliefs, especially during challenging times. First is the practice of visualization. Your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and actual ones. When you regularly visualize the reality you desire, in rich sensory detail, you're programming your subconscious to accept this vision as real. Spend time each day in quiet visualization. See yourself living as if your new beliefs are fully manifested. What do you see? What sounds do you hear? What do you feel physically and emotionally? Make it as real and detailed as possible. This isn't mere fantasy. It's instructing your subconscious mind to align with and attract this reality. Another powerful technique is affirmation. Crafting statements that reflect your new beliefs and repeating them regularly can help override old mental programming. Effective affirmations are stated in the present tense, contain positive rather than negative language, and evoke emotion. Instead of, "I will no longer be afraid of public speaking," you might affirm, "I communicate with confidence and clarity. My message resonates with others." Feel the truth of these statements as you speak them. Your emotional response is what gives affirmations their power. A third technique is what I call belief breathing. When you notice yourself slipping into old limiting beliefs, pause and take a deep breath. As you exhale, imagine releasing the old belief. As you inhale, imagine drawing in your new empowering belief. This simple practice can interrupt negative thought patterns and reset your mental focus. Physical movement can also help reinforce new beliefs. Our bodies and minds are interconnected. How we hold ourselves, how we move, affects how we think and feel. When practicing affirmations or visualization, stand tall, open your arms wide, lift your chin, adopt the posture of confidence and capability. Your body will send signals to your mind that support your new beliefs. Language is another powerful tool. The words you use both reflect and shape your beliefs. Notice how you talk about yourself and your possibilities. Eliminate phrases like, "I can't," "I've never been good at," or "That's impossible for someone like me." Replace them with, "I'm learning to," "I'm developing my ability to," or "I'm discovering ways to make this possible." The spiritual dimension of belief is also worth exploring. Beyond the psychological and physical aspects of belief lies something deeper, a connection to the creative force of the universe itself. Whatever your spiritual or religious tradition, there's likely a recognition that human consciousness connects to something larger. In my understanding, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. We are individualized expressions of the universal creative intelligence. This means we have access to the same creative power that forms stars and orchestrates the changing seasons. Our beliefs tap into this power. When you align your beliefs with this higher understanding, when you recognize yourself as an expression of the divine rather than a separate, limited entity, you access a wellspring of creative energy. Your beliefs become more than mental constructs. They become channels for universal creative force. This doesn't mean life instantly becomes effortless or that challenges disappear, but it does mean you approach those challenges differently, not as evidence that your beliefs are wrong, but as opportunities to strengthen and demonstrate your beliefs. I've faced serious health challenges in my life, including a heart attack and cancer diagnosis. During these times, I had a choice: to abandon my beliefs about health and wholeness, or to deepen them, despite physical evidence to the contrary. I chose the latter. I continued to see myself as whole and well at the spiritual level. This wasn't denial. It was choosing which reality to emphasize, the temporary physical condition or the eternal spiritual wholeness. By focusing on the latter, I believe I supported my body's natural healing processes and maintained the positive outlook that research shows improves medical outcomes. Whatever challenges you're facing, health, financial, relational, or otherwise, you have the same choice. You can allow current circumstances to determine your beliefs, or you can choose beliefs that transcend current circumstances. Now, what about the practical application of all this? How do you start living from belief today? Let me offer some specific steps. First, take inventory of the areas of your life where you feel stuck or dissatisfied. For each area, identify the underlying beliefs that might be creating this experience. Be honest with yourself. What do you really believe about your capabilities, your worthiness, what's possible for you? Next, choose one area to focus on initially. Trying to change beliefs in every life domain simultaneously can be overwhelming. Select the area where transformation would most significantly improve your life quality. Create a clear vision of what you want in this area. Not just vague improvements, but specific, detailed outcomes. What exactly do you want to experience? How will you feel when this vision is realized? What will be different in your daily life? Now, identify the belief that would make this vision natural and inevitable. What would you need to believe about yourself and what's possible for this vision to feel like the obvious outcome? This is your target belief. the new lens through which you'll view yourself and your possibility. Begin practicing this new belief using the techniques we've discussed: visualization, affirmation, conscious language, physical embodiment. Do this daily, preferably at the same times each day, to establish a routine. Consistency matters more than duration. 5 minutes of focused belief work daily will yield better results than occasional longer sessions. Look for small actions you can take that align with your new belief. If you're cultivating a belief in your creative abilities, set aside 15 minutes daily for creative expression. If you're developing a belief in your worthiness of love, practice setting one healthy boundary each day. These actions reinforce your new belief and demonstrate your commitment to it. Document evidence that supports your new belief. Keep a journal where you record moments, however small, that align with your vision. Perhaps someone complimented a skill related to your goal. Maybe you noticed yourself responding differently in a situation that would have triggered old patterns. These small evidences accumulate and strengthen your belief. Be prepared for setbacks and have a plan for them. There will be days when old beliefs reassert themselves strongly. This doesn't mean you're failing, it's a natural part of the process. Decide in advance how you'll respond to these moments. Perhaps you'll read encouraging notes you've written to yourself, call a supportive friend, or simply acknowledge the old belief without accepting it as truth. Finally, celebrate your growth. Notice how your relationship with yourself and others is changing as your beliefs shift. Acknowledge your courage in questioning long-held assumptions and choosing new possibilities. Each moment of awareness, each conscious choice, each new action is worthy of celebration. Remember, you're not just changing specific circumstances in your life. You're developing a new relationship with reality itself. You're moving from a passive recipient of life to a conscious creator. This transformation goes beyond achieving particular goals. It's about claiming your power as the author of your experience. I want to leave you with this final thought. The greatest gift you can give yourself and the world is the commitment to question limiting beliefs and cultivate empowering ones. When you free yourself from inherited limitations, you inspire others to do the same. Your expanded sense of possibility creates ripples that extend far beyond your personal experience. Your beliefs shape not only your life, but also contribute to our collective reality. As more of us choose beliefs of abundance rather than scarcity, cooperation rather than competition, possibility rather than limitation, we participate in elevating human consciousness itself. So start today. Question 1, limiting belief. Choose one empowering alternative. Take one action that aligns with this new perspective. Remember that belief precedes manifestation. You will see it when you believe it, not the other way around. The power to transform your life exists within you right now. It always has. Your beliefs are the key that unlocks this power. Choose them consciously, nurture them deliberately, and watch as the invisible becomes visible, as your deepest desires manifest in form. You are more powerful than you've been led to believe. You are more capable than you've allowed yourself to imagine. You are more deserving than you've been willing to accept. Claim this truth, live from it, and prepare to be amazed by what unfolds. One practice I've found particularly transformative is what I call morning belief conditioning. The first moments after waking are precious. Your mind is receptive, not yet cluttered with the day's demands. Use these moments intentionally. Before checking messages or news, sit quietly and affirm your chosen beliefs. Visualize your day unfolding in alignment with these truths. Set an intention to notice evidence that supports your new perspective. This simple practice creates a foundation for your day that's built on conscious choice rather than habitual reaction. It's like planting seeds each morning that grow throughout your day. Over time, these daily plantings create a garden of new possibilities in your life. Remember, too, that belief work isn't just an individual practice. It ripples outward. As you demonstrate the power of conscious belief in your own life, you silently give permission to others to question their limitations. Your transformation becomes a beacon that illuminates possibilities for everyone you encounter. There's no more powerful way to serve humanity than by living as an example of what's possible when we free ourselves from the prison of limiting beliefs.